Razorback. For this part of the raid, it is the final part of the raid, but it's a bit more complex. There's a lot more going on. There's a couple of builds what are needed, but it depends on how experienced you and your team are. But with this part of the raid, you can use a Bob standard DPS build, but I would recommend for the players who are doing ad control on each 4 of the corners, just use the standard DPS build with the Intimidate and Adrenaline Rush and with the Scorpio, because you want to get them down, you want to get them ads down as quick as you can. Just make sure you keep eye on the computer, because Boomer will mess you all up. You want to get that Boomer as down as quick as you can. The quicker Boomer goes down, the better it will be for the team on the plates, because the faster the Boomer goes down, the faster they can do the plates. So if I'm on ad control on the corners, I'd use my Bob standard DPS build. But if I'm on one of the plates, depending on what I'm doing, I'd use a striker build. So here I am, guys. If I'm on the plates, what I normally use is the 4-piece striker build with the Coyote mask, with the Seska gloves, because you do really want as much as crit chance as you can get with this build. I've got 54 crit chance and 144 crit damage. That's pretty much what you want anyway, because the better chance is, the better DPS you're gonna do. So I use the ACS 12 or the Rock and Roller. Mainly you just want the shotgun just to stack up your striker stacks. The reason why I've got the ACS 12, it's because you can shoot the Razorback whilst being on the plate. So what you'll be doing is, you'll be getting your stacks up for your striker build. So you're going to get your striker stacks maxed out, and when it reaches 100%, you shoot the weak points with your specials, with this one with the crossbow, and then the other person on the other side will use the grenade launcher. But if you don't have any ammo for the grenade launcher, you can always chuck a grenade into the vent. Just make sure you don't go out the circle when you're doing this method. You just got to be careful when you make sure you don't go out the circle. When the green disappears from your feet and when the Razorback opens, you are free to move. So what you do is, you get to 100%. Someone will be calling, get your specials ready at 80%. So at 80% you get your specials ready, shoot the vent, wait for the Razorback to pop open. As soon as it pops open, you are free to move. So whilst you were stacking your stacks with the ACS 12, the weak points will come out on this side and you will shoot the weak points. The more stacks you gain, the better you're going to get on the weak points, and the faster them weak points will go down. And then you'll get ready for the damage phase when the flap opens. And then after, when that phase is done, if you're on this side of the plates, or if you're doing this side of the plates, and when it comes to the mortars, just make sure you run under here of this part of the Razorback, because the mortars can't get you on this side. But if you can't get under there, just sit behind here underneath this truck, because the mortars can't get you from under here. As long as you've got cover under here or under the Razorback, just try and keep cover because you will not get hit. So under the razorback there and under here, try and keep cover. But if you can't keep cover, just keep running. Just keep running away from the mortars. So that's the striker and the DPS build for this corner, that corner, and that corner. But on Ad Control 2, I'd use the same DPS build. But if I'm on Plate 2, I'd use my drone build. On my drone build, I have changed my drone build from my previous video. I used to have hardwired as a chest plate, and then I think I had like I think I had a Wyvern word holster. I can remember, I can't remember. I think I had hardwired chest plate and a Wyvern word holster, but I changed it now. So I've got a Wyvern word chest plate with a holster, knee pads, backpack, and a mask for hardwired and the BTSU gloves. So on this part of the raid, I normally shout out, get onto the plates. So when the boomer phase is done, when someone shoots boomer in the back, then we go straight to the pad. So we go 3, 2, 1 in, get on plates, wait for 80%, shout out 80%, get your specials ready, and then shoot the vent with the crossbow. And then the person on the opposite side will shoot that event with the grenade launcher. And then what I normally do before I shout out the 80%, so when I'm here, I'll chuck my hive over here, shout 80% out, and then shoot the vent, and then put my gun away. By the time I put my gun away, the drones will be coming out of the razorback. So by the time you've shot your crossbow and you put your crossbow away, just make sure you keep hold of the button to do your EMP. Pick your hive up, quick run to the back or the front, wherever you are, and then by the time you've chucked your hive out on the floor, your jammer pulse is ready to deploy again for the next phase of drones that come out. Then pick your hive back up again and put it back down again, and then if the third set of drones come out, do the third set, and then pick it back up, put your hive back down on the floor, and that's pretty much it for the drones. And then by the time you've done the third or even the second phase of the drones, the mortars will be coming, so you'll be stood under here. Just make sure you keep your hive on the floor, just to make sure no one gets that much damage to them. Just keep your hive on the floor, and then if anyone has gone down, just keep hold of your hive to pop the hive, and then you will give out the overcharge for the BTSU gloves. So if anyone goes down on your team, your teammate has gone down, just pop your hive and then do the overcharge so they can get the hive back. And that's pretty much it for the drone build. So that's pretty much it for this part of the raid. So DPS build in the ad control corners, and then on the plates use a striker build depending on what you're doing. So normally in the raids, what I normally do, it'll be 1, 3 and 4 with the striker build, and then plate 2 with the drone build. So this part of the raid, remember, standard DPS build, drone build, and the striker build, and that's pretty much it. Thanks again for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye for now.